He told me the night we met that he and a friend of his had started this store in West Lafayette that sold baseball caps. Being the visionary that I am, I told him he should probably keep his day job, that he would never make a living selling baseball caps.
While working at Foot Locker in an inner-city mall, Scott Molander noticed that hatware was an under-marketed product, an inexpensive impulse buy that could really sell. So in 1995, he and his partner Glenn Campbell leased a temporary space for the holidays, set up shop, and Hat World was born.
I think the work ethic got him going, combined with his creative nature. He really has a vision of what he wants to do and how he wants to get there. And then you add the persistence. When he decides to do something, it pretty much gets done.
So much of who Scott is comes from his North Dakota roots. In his rural hometown of Crosby, teamwork and persistence touched every part of life, and early lessons learned on the basketball court translated into Scott's work ethic and appreciation for lifelong relationships.
My first impression of Scott is just a hard worker and a leader. Scott was just one of those kids that always worked his tail off to become better, and I think he's just carried that on. I always tell Scott, you know, I said, that movie, White Man Can't Jump, I said, you were the poster child for that. He took a lot of his limitations that he had and just made them better.
He's this small town boy from Crosby, North Dakota, who came to Indianapolis by way of Chicago and made it big. I mean, it's kind of the American dream, and Indianapolis allowed him to do that.
In 2001, Hat World acquired a major competitor, Lids, and nearly tripled annual revenues. A few years later, Nashville-based Genesco purchased the thriving company, and today, Lids Sports Group manages over 1,000 retail stores and employs over 7,000 people worldwide. Lucky for Indianapolis, the company and Scott Molander continue to call our community home.
He's had an ability to change with the market. They realized it was really getting big and it was going to take a lot of capital and management, and they found a good suitor to continue to grow the company, and quite frankly has grown tremendously with Genesco. A lot of times when you sell your company, the nature of the business changes. These guys have grown bigger and better with Genesco, which is really interesting.
When Genesco decided to acquire Lids and Hat World and Scott, and the executive team sat down and tried to understand, does it make sense for us to move to Nashville, Tennessee? Scott battled to make sure that the local employees, the local presence stayed in Indianapolis. His wife and family are from Indianapolis, and this has been his home. And Scott looks for opportunities to continue to expand in this area.
He's a big relationship guy, and so he's built relationships, and that's really, I think, the biggest quality that's really helped him get through some of the harder times or more challenging times in the company's history.
He just is tireless on making sure that he is successful and the people that work with him are successful. And knowing that that has an impact on the community, that has an impact on everybody that works with him, and obviously it's had a huge impact on Hat World and Lids. This company is going to celebrate its 20th anniversary and doing almost $1 billion in revenue this year. I think that tells you why Scott was involved in this and how successful he's been.